out here in the place of health and fueling up.
Meghan Markle just had a major meltdown, and you're never going to be able to guess what it was about. Renowned chef Alicewaters exposed Meghan for who she really is, and she was left destroyed. If Meghan's show was meant to prove her authenticity, why does it feel like just another performance? Alicewaters, the queen of organic farm-to-table cooking, stepped onto the With Love Meghan set expecting a seamless collaborative experience. Instead, she walked straight into Satan's anus. What was meant to be a simple guest appearance quickly turned into a full-blown intervention as Waters was forced to take control of the kitchen to prevent a total disaster. Meghan, who has spent years crafting the image of a sophisticated, worldly woman, was suddenly exposed in a way that nobody saw coming, leading to a meltdown that nobody on set will ever forget. From the moment filming began, Alicewaters knew something was off. The chaos started almost immediately, and according to Waters, Meghan struggled with even the most basic kitchen tasks. We're talking chopping vegetables, stirring up the sauces, things any amateur cook should ought to be able to handle. Now, at one point, she was handed a loaf of bread to slice, only to fumble with the knife for what felt like an eternity before handing it back to Waters and saying, "You're better at this anyway, huh?" Yeah, a woman hosting a high-profile cooking show who can't even slice bread.
I am, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm not just saying this for rhetorical effect. I am physically nauseated watching that clip.
I bet you dollars to donuts she can't even tell you how expensive a loaf is. And if y'all think that's bad, just wait, because it gets worse. People on set say it was painfully obvious that Meghan was completely out of her element. She had to be reminded constantly about basic techniques, and entire takes had to be scrapped just to make her look somewhat competent. And then there was her reaction to ingredients. When it came time to prepare a simple salad with fresh, locally sourced vegetables, something Alicewaters is famous for, Meghan just stared at the produce like it was a foreign object. At one point, she even asked the team, guys, can we just make this look more modern? Yeah, whatever the hell that means. Sources say that Waters was stunned. She'd signed on to promote real, authentic cooking, only to find herself babysitting a woman who seemed more interested in looking the part than actually knowing what she was doing. But that's not even the worst part of it, because what happened next, well, let's just say it's the moment that left Meghan completely humiliated. You see, people love a good celebrity cooking show because it's supposed to feel personal, intimate, and real. But behind the scenes, with love, Meghan was anything but real. Insiders say that Meghan treated the entire production like a never-ending fashion shoot, constantly stopping to check her appearance, leaving the crew scrambling around her endless beauty breaks. Multiple sources confirmed that she would disappear mid-filming to fix her hair and makeup, sometimes for so long that the entire filming schedule was thrown into chaos. Just imagine being in the middle of a cooking segment, cameras rolling, ingredients half prepared, and then poofity-daisy, Meghan vanishes for a touch-up. Alicewaters and the rest of the crew were left standing there awkwardly waiting while the food they were working with either dried out, melted, or overcooked. And if that wasn't bad enough, sources say there was one day when filming had to be paused 6 times because Meghan insisted the lighting wasn't flattering enough. Yeah, 6 times. Instead of focusing on the actual cooking, she was obsessed over whether the camera angles made her look polished. Now, we all know that Meghan has spent years carefully curating her public image, but come on, this is supposed to be a cooking show, not a Vogue cover shoot. And now, here's where things get really messy. Some people on set whispered that Meghan wasn't even familiar with half the recipes they were filming. She had to be constantly reminded about what dish they were making, what steps they were on, and even what ingredients were in front of her. Crew members would say that she often looked completely lost. She would ask for help and then zone out while somebody else did all the work. And who kept stepping in to save the day? Alicewaters, the guest chef, ended up taking over so many times that the whole production started looking like her cooking show rather than Meghan's. And let's just say when Waters finally had enough, the fallout was brutal.
All the little clips of her seem to attempt to show some reticence or some kind of meekness. They want her to appear demure and and modest. And so she, has a modest little giggle or something. But the act of making a TV show about herself is not modest.
At one point, things got so bad that the production team had to stitch together multiple takes just to create the illusion that Meghan was actually cooking. Yar, illusion. What will viewers eventually see on screen? A polished, effortless chef. But the reality, a complete dumpster fire. One insider even revealed that Meghan struggled so much with plating a dish that they had to reshoot the scene at least 10 times. That's right, 10. Netflix has been really hyping up withlovemeghan as a deeply personal project, a reflection of her supposed passion for cooking and entertaining. But after alicewaters' bombshell revelations, it's starting to look more like a carefully curated fantasy than anything remotely authentic. And alicewaters isn't holding back. She's flat out said that Meghan wasn't involved in the cooking beyond the most superficial level. Instead of actually preparing meals, she leaned heavily on the production team to make her appear skilled. Even the styling of the show, insiders say, was meticulously designed to fit a very specific aesthetic, not to highlight real home cooking. But the most telling moment, when Waters suggested that Meghan incorporate more seasonal, locally sourced ingredients into the recipes. A completely normal suggestion for a show that's supposed to highlight fresh cooking. Meghan's response? She brushed it off, saying that it wasn't on brand. Let that sink in for a second. A woman who claims to be passionate about food, rejecting actual, fresh ingredients because they didn't fit her brand image. And that's when Waters knew this wasn't a cooking show, it was just another performance. And trust me, the fallout from that realization is gonna be big.
Now that's the first time I've seen that. I've seen the cooking with love thing.
Yeah.
Pamela had this in the works for years. I mean, this has been going on for a while.
Oh, the drama, the scandal. Meghan Markle's latest venture, withlovemeghan, is causing quite the stir, and not for the reasons that she'd hoped. Fans and critics alike are buzzing about the uncanny similarities between Meghan's new Netflix series and Pamela Anderson's Pamela's Cooking with Love. It's like Meghan took a page right out of Pamela's playbook and people are not letting it slide.
Pamela Anderson's trailer for her garden cooking show. She planned it before Meghan. But
Pamela's show, which premiered on Food Network Canada in February 2025, is called Pamela's Cooking with Love. Fast forward a couple months and Meghan announces her show titled Withlovemeghan. Coincidence? A lot of people don't think so. The titles are strikingly similar, both playing on the theme of love and personal connection. It's almost like Meghan saw Pamela's success and thought, oh my god, you guys, I can do that too. But here's the thing, Pamela did it herself, whereas Meghan needed Alice. Social media has been ablaze with accusations of Meghan copying Pamela's concept. One user on X wrote, if you watch the trailer for Pamela's new show, the internet sleuths have spoken and they are not holding back. And just when you thought the drama couldn't get any juicier, here's another twist. Both shows were filmed in eerily similar locations. Pamela's was shot on the picturesque Vancouver Island, while Meghan's was set in the ultra-luxurious Montecito, California. And the aesthetics, practically identical. Think whitewashed kitchens, open shelving displaying artisanal pottery, and floods of natural light. Boy, I tell you what, even them color patterns match. Soft pastels, earthy tones, in that perfectly curated, warm, inviting atmosphere. It's almost like Meghan's production team took Pamela's show and turned it into their own Pinterest board. And now the critics are circling like sharks in the water. Is Meghan really passionate about cooking and entertaining, or is this just another calculated move to keep herself in the spotlight? Some believe that ever the master of image crafting, Alice doesn't beat around the bush and can only say that it's all about image. Meghan saw an opportunity to capitalize on the booming trend of celebrity-led lifestyle shows and jumped on the bandwagon without bringing anything new to the table. Of course, her defenders are rushing to her side, claiming that all lifestyle shows tend to share similar themes and aesthetics, okay? Yeah, they insist that both women have a genuine love for cooking, and any resemblances are purely coincidental. But with the timing and uncanny similarities, let's just say not everybody's buying it. And as the backlash builds, one thing's for certain, this controversy is far from over. So what are you thinking? Let us know in the comment section down below.